All right, Peter Shift, I'm here. I'm here on my Toto USA toilet, and I'm gonna fire it up. You know, you should get yourself a Toto toilet because I tell you what, it's nice on your anus. It's really nice, Mr. Shift. Now, I watched your Occupy Wall Street video. I gotta talk quiet because my wife is sleeping. Now get some light in here. God, it's dark. It's damn dark. Well, you don't need to see me because I'm actually on the toilet, spraying my anus. You know what it's like? It's kind of like when one of those stripper girls you hire, those Russian stripper girls with all your money, and they're like licking your anus. I know you like that, right? You get that done. I know you pay extra for that. Well, that's kind of what it's like, but I don't have to pay, no $1,000, $2,000 for some expensive escort to go lick my anus. I can just get it done with the Toto toilet. For just less than $300, you can get one at Home Depot or Lowe's. You can just order it. Now you need to go tell them, go put it on the shelf. All right, well, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm calling you out, Mr. Shiv, because that African-American guy had it all right. And I'm gonna talk to you and share with you the Bitcoin manifesto that Hal Finney wrote, but he never shared, but I got my hands on it. And I'm going to tell you how capitalism is over, is finished, is walking dead, okay? How do you like that sound? That's the drip of the water coming off my butt. God damn, it feels good. All right, Mr. Shift. All right, let's continue the video here. Okay, so there's this thing called Bitcoin that you seem to rattle all the time, In the last 10 years that it's been out, came out in 2009, it's only had 1 year downside. It has had tremendous gains starting at less than $1 all the way up to 10 to 17,000, and then it came down and now it's going back up. So you cannot doubt that Bitcoin has been a hell investment. And you've even said it yourself. Man, I wish I would have got in when it was $1. Well, guess what? It's going to keep going up. And what's going to be really funny is when it gets up to $1 million, you're going to go, damn it, I wish I got in at 10,000. Because you're that kind of dumbass that's going to do that. Anyway, all right, I'm going to share with you why the whole thing on capitalism is walking dead. All right, so mistake number one. You allowed Bitcoin to reach the early adoption stage, which it is now entering, right? That's mistake number one. Because there is nothing that you can do to stop Bitcoin now. There's just too much. Now, you could have stopped it 10 years ago, 9 years ago, and even Hal Finney, the creator of Bitcoin, said that Bitcoin is probably going to hit, if it's adopted, and you guys were dumb enough to adopt it. All you greedy motherfuckers wanted that money. Well, guess what? That's mistake number one, and I'm going to explain why. Because with Bitcoin, it's going to go to the millions of dollars, which means the ordinary person like me, who in the past would never in a million years get access to the kind of money you have to disrupt your thing, guess what? I'm getting access to it. But unlike you, because I'm like the African-American guy, I don't give a shit about money. There are people out there that give a shit about your fiat currency. We just want to have a basic life. We don't need all your bullshit, all your hiding, your insecurity and everything else. We just want to live and be happy. You know for a fact that people with less money have less stress? Think about it. You're out there antagonizing poor people on Wall Street. What the fuck up was that? Right. Anyway, we're just a loser. That's all I have to say. And you can come debate me in Osaka because I got some events going on and I am letting the world know how capitalism is actually the walking dead. So number two, you let the blockchain happen. Bitcoin is there just to disrupt the fiat. That's the money system. You know that, right? Blockchain now was invented by me as the Sahdu of the blockchain, as the true father of the Dao, as the Satoshi of Ethereum. That's right, I'm the Satoshi, I'm the ETH Satoshi. The blockchain was invented to do two things. The first thing it was invented was to replace the damn startup. The second thing it was done is to replace the damn corporation. Congratulations. The startups become corporations. So if you can disrupt the startup, guess what? You disrupt the corporation. Now, A startup is a selfish vehicle, and ultimately 99% of pre-seed startups without your kind of money fail. And if they do get lucky enough to get some accredited investors, 90% of them bitches fail. And if there's the final sword right there. Feels good. Okay. And if they happen to get to your level, 70% of them bitches fail. Now you tell me, this is what I realized in 2010, when guess what? Occupy Wall Street. And this is why I'm motivated to make this video, put you on, what's the word? Spot or something. That the blockchain is there to disrupt the very system that you built to fund yourself and take control of the world. Mistake number 3. You let us develop AI. Well, right now it's more machine learning, algorithms, and smart contracts, but ultimately AI is there. And that's the 3rd mistake. Now, when you take a global fund and put it together with the disruption of startups that create a new kind of entity, and you add to that with AI to drive it, so you don't need no shareholders, you don't need no CEOs, you don't need attorneys, accountants, you don't need any of that. They're all walking dead. We're putting them all out of business. You're going to be on the dole. Guess what you have? You have development of compassionate capitalism, or what I call social capitalism, right? Social capitalism, like social media, has nothing to do with socialism, you retard. It has to do with basically the people. Now, this is what I'm launching. I'm launching the Bitcoin Global Reserve Fund. I want you to think of it like the Fort Knox of Bitcoin, right? This Fort Knox, unlike Fort Knox, which can be taken out with a Sherman tank, can't be taken out because it's going to exist on a quantum-proof blockchain, probably maybe Elixir, maybe Cardano, maybe some other one. Who knows? And guess what? Just like the way Fort Knox is set up, if back in the day, you remember the gold was tied to the dollar, and I could say, hey, my dollar was actually worth some gold. Could I go to Fort Knox with my dollar and say, hey, give me some of that gold? They would laugh you out. So guess what? The Bitcoin Global Reserve Fund is never going to allow any of its Bitcoin to leave. You can check in, but you can't check out. You know the whole Hotel California. Now what will it do? It's going to provide an underwrite, just like we did with the dollar, something called the UPS, right? UPS, Foundups. Foundup, by the way, is what's going to disrupt the startup. I'm replacing the startup with the Foundup. And finally, the corporation that you so much love is going to get replaced by the DANO. So you got the Foundup, that becomes DANO, that is funded by this fund that is run by AI. And here's the beautiful thing. No one has access to the money. I don't have access to the Bitcoin. No one has access to Bitcoin. It exists on the blockchain, not in someone's hard wallet or anything else. It exists and protected on the blockchain. So as long as, just in Bitcoin, as long as people are running the obey nodes, and I'll explain how that's going to work, you're going to have the hash power to stop anyone attacking it. So we're going to slowly gather up all the Bitcoin, and when people die, they'll be able to launch their own fund and put their name on it. And people live in immortality. This is probably all too, above your paradigm. But you know what? Anyone who understands the blockchain, anyone who understands Bitcoin, and anyone who understands AI, put those 3 together. That's the the Dao, and the Do. It spells you are out of a job. So there. Now, sit back and watch it happen. My name is UnDaoDu. I am the god of gold and Bitcoin. I am the reincarnation of the Mayan founder, UnDaoDu, who was prophesied to slay the Ouroboros, which you represent, the head. And the blockchain is my vorpal weapon that's going to slice off that head of yours. But the good news is, Nick, I'm going to save you from them pitchforks, because if I didn't come around, there would be a massive revolution. So anyway, thanks for listening. I may have been kind of long-winded, but if you did get to the end of this, then you deserve this. Hey, Don't live life without a Toto USA toilet. A Toto USA toilet is what life is all about. For the poor man, you can get yourself a barbecue for $290. Well, you can get and you use that barbecue maybe once or twice a year. Oh man, it feels so good when that nice cool water hits the anus, and it just is amazing. Every house should have a Toto toilet. It's like having your own little $1,000 hooker just licking that anus of yours. And look, I can even put it on that mode. Listen to this. Beep, 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 beep. There's lick, 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 lick. There you go. You know how you can save some money. Get yourself a Toto toilet.